Yo, hello everybody, hello everybody, welcome back, it's Switch here with another Magic the Gathering video, and I just, I just figure, why not, we're just going to having a blast on Friday with the Magic. I actually really excited, so today videos, I'm just going to play as much as possible Avalanche starter deck. So we're just going to jump again to the Avalanche. The last video I just done one change, we didn't really see that a lot, but I will just remind what we changed. So we just changed the Avalanche color, was just one Avalanche color. We just add 3 copies Avalanche color, and in order to add those copies we need to remove 3 cards, and 2 of those cards have been the Vortex Runner. So the Vortex Runner, I think there's not really much use of this card. As you can see, 3 mana, 2/3 is not really good quality card, right? As long as you control 8 or more lands, Vortex Runner gets +1 and can be blocked, but you never know you are going to have... I mean, on the paper, yes, we are ramping, but in general, we don't really want to have this card on the 3rd turn, right? Because on the 3rd turn, we are not going to get 8 lands, and that's what I've been trying to say. And the other card which you guys, which I actually been removed, was the Spirit of the Elder Guard, so the snow creature, Bear Spirit. There's a 3 copy normally, and I just removed 1, and right now there's going to be a quiet, long video on the beginning, and I'm telling you this right now, so you can jump into the description into the gameplay, just simply because I don't know what I want to change, but also with that being said, I don't really want to prepare myself to do this video, like, which normal people does, but don't get me wrong, I just want to figure it out and telling like out loud and live the thought process, if there is any. Well, firstly, I'm like newcomer. I didn't play like, I don't know, a couple of years. I don't know which year the MTG Arena came out, but that doesn't really matter. I have no idea what's going on right now with the current meta. I'm just going to figure it out, the new decks, the starter decks, and I will just do the videos on Friday. At least I will try to do on Friday starter decks. So this is my focus. And as you can see, I have 2 common, 5 uncommon, and 6 mythics. So the mythics we are going to leave for some standard deck, which I will maybe do next month or whatever. First, I just want to play the starter decks, not really rushing into anything, because there is no point. There's not like you're going to learn the whole meta in 1 week or whatever. So I'm just going to keep my time, and maybe I will start to play standard, or maybe not. But if that with that being said, I'm just going to carry on to what we can change. So we just having 2 common and 5 uncommons. I don't really have any gold. Next game maybe we are going to be lucky and we actually get the 1000, which that will gave us a booster. Yeah. So we have actually a little bit cards. This is like we don't have anything to change with. We have some library. But the thing is, I rather to just focus on the cards which we are having, and maybe adding the more copies of the card we already using. Also, with that being said, I have no idea what I can change to improve the deck. Maybe we are having too many lands. It's actually like what, 21, 25, 26. But this is like a ramping deck, so that's supposed to be like that. I mean, we can cut on 1 land, right? And add some huge monster, because the last game, the funny fact, we have so much mana, but we actually didn't have like any huge, monsters. Like 2 copies of this, that'd be great. Or like 2 copies of Kraken, but the Kraken is actually the rare, and we don't really have any rares. Although with that being said, I don't really know about the lands. I don't really feel like I want to cut them. I mean, seems like it's okay, but still. Bubble Snare, Blizzard Bro, it's great. Emergent sequence, yes, we can definitely draw some lands. So, first thing first, yeah, I'm just going to cut at least one land. We have 26. I think we can even cut 2 more to be on 24 altogether. But maybe we can cut something else as well. Bubble Snare, maybe just 2 copies of this. Untap target Snowland. I don't really feel like this card. It's important just simply because we're playing something for 2 mana in order to be able to untap the 1 mana. And if we're tapping, the mana is already used, so there's no really point to untap the mana. I think this card is just a waste. I don't know, maybe some other people have like better idea how to use it. I don't really know what's the point. Simon. 1 mana, you may put a land card from your hand. So that's great. That's really great. This card, 3 mana. Quandrix command. Instant. Choose 2. You can choose 2 things. Return target creature or planeswalker to its owner hand. So that's great because we can actually return the opponent creature and counter target artifact or enchantment spell. Put 2+1/+1 counters on a target creature, which in our case might be the land. And I think that's great. We can leave this. It's a really good card. The last thing was the target player shuffles up to 3 target cards from their graveyard into their library. So that's also good. The card which I mentioned before, the Spirit of the Alderguard, and I think we can actually try and this time play 4 copies of this. The last time I said I just cut on this one. I didn't want to play the 4 copies because just simply we are not able to play this on the beginning. We need the 4 mana, but still this deck seems like it's actually mid-range and we're actually starting doing the things at turn 4. When Spirit of the Elder God enters the battlefield, search your library for a Snowland card, reveal it, put into your hand, then shuffle. Spirit of the Elder God gets +1/+0 for each other snow permanent you control, so that's going to be 4 or even more, which is great, right? So we are actually going to play 4 copies, and we're just going to craft 1 common. We just need to press the craft, I believe so. And I'm just going to craft, at least for now. Shame I don't really have more of, crafting materials we can call, right? Crafting cards, wild cards, right? But we right now 58 on 60 on our deck cards amount, which I'm happy about this. Lotus Cobra. Lotus Cobra, what's that do? They landfall whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, add 1 mana of any color. That's great. It's a shame we just have the 1 copy. I really wish to play like 4 of these, for example, but that's what I said. I don't really have any wild cards. Emergent sequence. We have 4 uncommons, but I don't really feel like I want to waste for this card. Although that might be not waste, but not right now. I don't really feel confident. I want to craft this card. The Eureka moment. Excuse-moi for my spelling. So this 4 mana is the instant. We can draw 2 cards. So that's great because we can play in the opponent's turn, but I think like 2, it's more than enough. Okay, we have the Quandrix Cultivator. It's 4 mana. It's a Turtle Druid creature. 3 attack and 4 toughness. When Quandrix Cultivator enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic forest or island card, put into the battlefield, then shuffle. And this is also the reason, like, I believe so we can easily play on 22 land, just simply due to the fact we have lots of cards which actually drawing the cards. But although with that being said, we want to start with some decent amount of lands, like at least 3, so that's why it's kind of a lot of lands in this deck. But I cut it out. I am the person who cutting, like I think back in the days when I used to play with my friends, I think I am the person who like I mean, right now it's going to be like sort of correct or correct amount, but usually when I'm playing aggro, I'm playing like or 18 or even less, and when I'm playing like control, is about like 20 or 22, which normally the people playing 26, 27. So I don't know. That's just me. Anyway, not really, it doesn't matter at this point. I mean, in this video. So Quandrix Cultivator. Do we really want to play? I mean, do we really want to craft it for mana, right? So I think like 2, it's okay still. Berg Strider. That's great card. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's sort of like 5 mana is crap, right? But we can actually tap the opponent's creature. Is the creature or is the permanent? Tap target artifact or creature. Artifact or creature. So sort of 5 mana, it's like slow. So we might cut on 1. The Graven Lore is great. It's 5 mana, so 1 copy is great. Scry X, where X is the amount of the ice spent to cast this spell, then draw 3 cards. So you can scry like usually 5 cards, then draw 3 cards. You need to be quick with this one, because the last game I just was so picky. Well, actually, I wasn't wasting like lots of time, but I didn't get used to it. It's actually really fast, everything. So I'm thinking about to removing the Berg Strider. We'll see what we can choose from, and then Ashaya, Soul of the Wild. This is great, 5 mana. This legendary creature is going to become power and toughness each equal to the number of lands you control. So obviously 5, or at least 5. So it's going to be +5/+5, 5 power, 5 toughness, and non-token creatures you control are forest lands in addition to their other type. So it's going to be 10/10, right? And it's a legendary creature. I'm really tempted to craft 1. Just to have the opportunity to draw this, actually, because for the last 2 games I didn't draw this at all. And also, if that's going to be dead, then we can play another one. And I think like 2 copies of this and 2 copies of Kraken in this deck is going to be like amazingly good. So yeah, I know it's probably the waste, right, to craft this, because it's going to rotate out soon. So maybe I'm just gonna keep my 6 mythic rares white cards for now. But this is definitely, if I will be doing the deck just around this, the Ashaya is definitely like 2 copies at least. I might even say 3 copies, just simply to be able to play this always on the 5th round, and then don't really bother about it's going to be removed, because we probably going to, end up with another copy on the hand, and we can just, play the straight way, the another copy. So I think I will be playing like 3, or maybe even 4 copies, like just, don't give any monkeys about it, just play another copy. But I'm just too poor right now. But we will figure something, just don't worry. Snow Day, 6 mana, tap up to target creatures. Those creatures doesn't untap during their control next untap step, and draw 2 cards, then discard a card. It's 6 mana, it's really expensive. Also, we don't really wanna wait till this moment happen, but still it's a ramp deck, so we're just gonna keep it for now. We're just tapping 2 creatures. There's the question, there's actually going to be 2 creatures to tap, and then we are drawing 2 cards and discard 1 card. So overall, it's not that bad, but it's definitely not the card we're looking forward on the beginning of the game. Also, the Bookworm, it's like 8 mana, and it's not that bad, because having a trample, giving us the free life and drawing a card when it's going to the battlefield, and then when it's dead, we can actually play spend 3 mana in order to take out the Bookworm from the graveyard and put as a 3rd card from the top on our library. So this card definitely is great. Like 1 copy I think is more than enough. The Kraken though is like 12 mana, but actually it's 6, because it's cost 1 less to cast for each snowland you control, and we're having like lots of snowlands. I think that all lands are snowlands. Like 1 land is not the snowland, but the other lands are actually snowlands. So yeah. So we still want to add 2 cards. And I still feel like I want to cut on something. Although I don't really know. At the end of the day, we want to have some cards which they are expensive, so we can, you know, utilize that mana. 2 mana. 2 mana. Counter. Oh, maybe counter spells. That'd be a great. Exactly. Why we don't have any counter spells? Do we have any? Scry 2, then draw a card. Counter target spell with mana value 4 or greater. It's not that bad, right? Okay, I assume you can play. We have 1 copy. We can play 1 copy of this. That's actually great. In some sort of situation, counter target spell unless his controller pays 1. So if he's tapped, we can counter whatever we like to. And if it's on our opening hand, we can actually play this as a land if we need to. I think this is a great card. Also, I think I want to craft one more of these, or we can add the stroke to the deck. Just as, you know, having some tool, because this is not that bad, to be honest. That's like for example, like some mass removal. They usually they more than 4 mana, so this is not really bad card, like 1 in the deck. But the tempo of this card, yes, is sort of, well, tempo. It's just 2 mana, but like I said, it's just going to counter 4 and plus. But also with that being said, they usually the people are usually tap out on the mana because they just want to play as soon as possible. So maybe both copies of that disruption, Jwari disruption, is going to be a better. Though I'm just going to check on the other counter spells if there are any. It's a negate. Oh, we're actually having the 3 copies of negate. Non-creature spell. Righty, so I think we're just going to remove this one, because then we can actually counter any spell, sort of. And I think I wish I'd like to add more of counter spells, because, well, it's just self-explanatory, right? We're countering the spell. So I'm just going to remove the Strider. It's 5 mana cost. I'm just going to add another negate. 2 negates are alright, though. We don't really want to, like, you know, overwhelm whole deck with the lots of tools. But yeah, that's going to be great to have some answer. Bubble Snare. I feel like I want to craft another disruption and then we can start. But just give me a second. I'll just check in. Counter target spell. So it coming for 3 mana. For Rital. What's that do? Rital. During your turn, you may pay 2 and exile this card from your hand face down. Cast it on a later turn for its total cost, which is okay. 2 mana. Okay, so we can actually play this on the second turn. And then on another turn, we can play this for 2 mana cost. And just counter for 2 mana. Yeah, whatever. That's the counter spell, right? It's going to be a counter spell. So maybe it's not that whatever after all. Maybe... you know what? Just going to play 3 of those. Like, it's sort of expensive. And sort of on the third turn, we can play normal counterspell, right? And basically on the turn 2 and turn 3, we don't really play anything, so we can actually do that fertile. So during your turn, you might pay 2 and exile this card from your hand face down. So that's what we are going to do on the turn 2 and turn 3 and even maybe turn 4 in order to have prepared just normal counterspells. Alrighty, so that was it. That was the introduction and sort of the thought process what I can change from the cards we are having. I mean, I'm having as a new player. Also, I know there's more cards, but I don't really want to dive through the all cards. Maybe of the next game, I would try to change something else. There's probably room to improve here. Also, I'm just checking on the blue color still, and we still having the green, right? So next game, we're just going to search through from the place where we stop. So from the counter spells, and we're just gonna move along because I think and I feel in this deck we still missing like another 2 huge monsters, 2 huge bombs creatures. I mean the bombs in general they don't have to be creature, right? But you know what I mean, like something like powerful stuff. So yeah, so we're good to go for now. Just quick pick of everything what we got here, the deck itself, and that snow day I feel like I'm going to cut, but we'll see about that. And we're just going to play the game. The current amount of lands we are playing 25 on the 25, and we are started on 26, I believe so. So there's not a huge difference, like just small difference. Anyway, okay. Profile now, no profile. We're just pressing home and just playing. Standard rank, best of 1. Still testing though, so we might play like 2 best of 1. Or maybe I'm supposed to play best of 3 always. I mean, the normal game of Magic on Friday, it's always best of 3 because best of 1 doesn't really make any sense, right? Then you can mulligan for the next game. Anyway, we have loads of mana. We have the counter spells, upcoming counter spells. They want to keep it. We don't have the green mana. So, not really. Right now we have the green mana. We can keep. Yep, we can keep. And we need to put 1 card aside. And because we are playing 1 Kraken, so we're just going to put the Blizzard Brawl. And it doesn't really matter which card we choose to play. We're just going to do like that. And then we're just going to choose later on the 3rd round what we really wish to play. Then we can play the land. We can actually add 1 mana of any color later on. So it's going to be a 4 mana. Okay. So we can do like this. Then we can green. Then we can green. Then we can choose whatever. I just meant the green. Then we can choose the mana. We're just going to choose the green. We have 4 mana, so we can actually ramp this nicely. And just take the action. And whatever you want to blue, you can just choose green. Right now, just really nicely we're ramping. But the thing is, like I said, we're never going to be consistent with the basic decks, just simply because I just having 1 Lotus Cobra, also I just having the ones, you know, Icebreaker Kraken. So definitely we need to add the Kraken, and we need to add that other green, you know, monster to have the consistency with playing the game. But right now, so far so good. So we are having like a 4 or 5 is going to have a 6 mana. We are going to have a 6 mana, but still we're not able to play the Kraken. Because the Kraken actually needs like 6 forest lands. 6 snowlands, excuse me. Yeah, the Kraken needs like a 6 snowlands. So we need actually 2 more lands because it's not the snowland. Oh, my bad. Actually, we have the mana. 1, 2 more mana. I chose wrong mana though. I supposed to choose the blue one, so I was being able then to play the Avalanche color. Sorry, my bad. I didn't even notice I need to choose the mana. I forget we're actually getting the land, so another land, and then Lotus Cobra giving us the additional mana, so my bad. I know. Oh well. So it doesn't really matter right now. I choose blue, but... So I mess up the last round, but still it wasn't really a big deal, right? The last round I was able to play the Avalanche color, but then we don't have a mana to trigger the effect anyway, so that was already like a biggie. I can choose the blue. We are able to play the Kraken, and right now the thing is, do we really want to play the Kraken? Because if he's going to attack and then I'm going to play the Kraken afterwards, you know, we are able to lock the units down. Okay, I'm just going to play. Yeah, we'll just attack with this Kraken. He will boost up probably this 4-4, even more 5-5, 6-6. Okay. So we're actually having like really good answer for this 5-5 on the table. I'm just simply going to tap this right now. So we're able to attack with everything. I don't really bother about this Lotus Cobra anymore. Also, this is just one card in the deck, so we actually been like extremely lucky to even draw this. So I rather to obviously put as much damage as we're able to. What's that do? Spirit Cleric. Whenever another creature you control leaves the battlefield, you gain 1 life. Ah, okay. So that was it.